I'll bet you've never been more glad to see 10:30 Eastern Time hit the clock in your life, because it was an hour and a half where, as one of my friends put it, if it had been a prize fight, they would have stopped it. They would have had to stop it in the sixth or seventh round. What a night for the home team. It was a big win for the home team, and everybody knows it. The great part about the president having a remarkable debate performance last night, disciplined, not angry, on message, presenting an optimistic vision for America. The beauty of it is everybody knows it. Anything you're hearing contrary is spin, or you're just so invested in Trump losing that you're not able to be objective. And that's okay. I'm sure I suffer from a lack of objectivity all the time. I see things that appear to be one way, and then I see in the mainstream media it's a whole different way. So if you are a victim of that sort of subjective behavior, obviously it's understandable in this crazy year we're in. But by any objective manner, Donald Trump mopped the floor last night with Joe Biden. Wasn't even close. President was calm, never got angry. He was disciplined. Joe Biden was flailing. He was very, very fragile. He lost his train of thought repeatedly. And most importantly, there were some huge takeaways about what Joe Biden will absolutely do. He lost Pennsylvania maybe last night. You think energy workers, you think people in the oil industry and the gas industry, you think people that know what he's going to do about energy and about transitioning from oil, cut 7. This was one of the most powerful things we learned about a Biden-Harris presidency. I think of all the millions of people who have already cast a vote, how dumb do you feel if you work in the oil industry to know that Joe Biden is promising to gut your job?
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
Oh, I see.
And here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give
right.
it to solar and wind.
We
and
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond.
That's
and then I have to
a
get
big
to the
moment.
final
That's a
question.
big
Vice
moment.
President
That's a
Biden.
big, huge takeaway. And even Kristen Welker said, "Why would you say that?" She was stunned. And incidentally, before we have, a city park named for Kristen Welker, she did a pretty decent job, but she interrupted Trump all night. She never interrupted Biden. That you knew that going in. We knew going in how one-sided that would be. She wasn't bad. She wasn't terrible. But you know what? She was better than she could have been. And we'll take it. You know, the bar isn't set real high with an NBC reporter moderating a debate who comes from a family of lifelong Democrats, but she did pretty good. I mean, she asked a couple of tough questions of Joe Biden, which I appreciated. But when Kristen Welker said, listen to this part of the clip again, and this is where we should start. And incidentally, this is a big day for calls. Everybody else has pundits and analysts. You see the same people before the debate, then you hear the same people after the debate. I don't care what Donna Brazile thinks about the debate. I care what you think, okay? 1-800-655-MIKE. Let's make this a really big caller-intensive Friday, October 23rd episode of the Mike Gallagher Show in the ReliefFactor.com studios. How about that? 1-800-655-MIKE. If you've never called a talk show before, this is a good day to do so. If you watched the debate, you took it all in, maybe you are undecided, maybe, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Independent, let's flood the the phone lines today with your voice, because I really want to hear what America thought of last night's final debate between President Trump and former Vice President Biden. 1-800-655-6453. Listen to Kristen Welker shockingly say almost to Joe Biden after he said he would, agreeing with Trump, you're going to get rid of the oil industry. And Biden agrees and calls it transition. That's a little bit like furlough, or what are some of those, words that people use in firing people. He's going to get rid of the oil industry. He confirmed it. Listen carefully to Kristen Welker saying, why would you say that?
The pollutants coming out of those fence line communities.
Okay, I have one final
Would
question.
he close down the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close
It
down the
falls.
oil
By the way, I
industry?
would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry
Why would you do
pollutes
that?
significantly.
Why would you do that? It's almost like, my goodness, why would you do that? All right, 1-800-655-MIKE.